Welcome to Happy Hour Holidays. This is your, I guess what you would call it, is host for today because Manny's out, but we do have a guest host.
Yes.
Former athlete in football, Max Paul. Max, how you doing?
Back again.
Back again, yeah. He's also been a guest many times. I feel like
I got a job upgrade this time.
Yeah, I got guest host. And he's wearing the shades this time.
I knew the vibes today. I matched today.
I like it. And now we got our guest for the day. We have Shi. I don't think I know your last name.
Well, I go by Artishi.
Artishi. So we have Artishi. Yeah. She is a rapper, singer, songwriter, podcast host of Shi Speaks, and it's at Shi Speaks.
Yep, at Shi Speaks podcast.
And your podcast is normally based around, you called it Goal Friends.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and what got you into the podcasting world?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, Shi Speaks came from, I've been writing since 5 years old. But I've always had a way with words, and I've kind of always been like the motherfucker's friend when it came to just advice, or even when it came down to just emotions. People they're always like, I love the way you say things, the way you break things down. I can understand them. So over time, it was always kind of in the back of my head when I would write little quotes. It would always be like, She Speaks or something like that. And after I had like a certain point in my life where I felt like I kind of lost my voice and I wasn't really sure of myself anymore. And when I decided on finding myself and getting back to it, that was kind of my thing, where She Speaks was like, okay, no, I'm reclaiming my voice. This is what I want to do. And that's kind of how that all came together. Like, why not start a podcast? People update me talking.
How long have you been doing the podcast for?
It has been off and on, but I consistently came back this year, but probably about like 2 years, 2.5, like off.
And then your aspect of your life where you do the singer-songwriter and rapping part, where did that come from? Where did that derive from?
Well, yeah, I've been writing since 5. I've always loved music. Like, I was in love with music since.
What kind of music, by the way?
All types of music. I write for every genre of music.
Who's your top 5 favorite artists?
Top
5 favorite artists.
Okay. That is
any genre. Any genre.
That is so hard for me because I write for every genre. But if I want to say as far as who I felt most influenced by when I was younger, I loved Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
I love Tupac. Super big fan of Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
That's 3. Let's see. I'd have to say Beyonce. Her work ethic.
And then, of course, Taylor Swift, right?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Nicki Minaj. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going towards hip hop and
But yeah. Michael Jackson's there. That's my favorite one that that's my favorite one that you said so far, because a lot of people don't understand how influential he is to this day.
Yeah.
A lot of like, well, if you're not of this age, he doesn't affect you. Like, you're a liar. People still use a lot of stuff.
I studied him. Like, it was like, I know the Thriller dance. It was an obsession for me. Like, I feel like any kid, but I think what I loved about it was I was so into it. Like, young, I was extremely independent. Mm-hmm. Like, to be writing our own song at 5. When I say I was serious about it, like, we had a group, because I'm like a preacher's kid. So we had like a group. I had a friend, me and this girl named Faith. We were like the leaders of the group. She was the nice one. They called me the mean one. I was nice until it was time for that. I made those girls practice on that playground like every day, like we had a show. And if they didn't want to practice the next day, you're not a part of my group. So they used to go back to Faith. They'd be like, oh, she said we're not a part of the group. I'm like, no, because now I have to go back. I changed routine. You know, the harmonies have changed, the melodies have changed. Now I'm spending time working on you. Mind you, I'm like 7. I don't care. Like, I'm researching things, telling my mom, I'm like, no, Mom, we have to change our name because somebody else has that name. And we have to, brand. And she's like, brand? You're 7. Brand. But I was sitting there watching, like, the MTV behind the
scenes.
Like, but I loved watching that, like, Thriller behind the scenes, how he made his mask. Like, when I say I'm a jack of all trades, like, it's the aesthetic thing. That's why my artist name is Artishi. Like, she is art. different pieces on the wall type thing.
And you're from the Tampa Bay area, right?
Yeah, born and raised.
And where Brandon, right?
Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah, I'm from Tampa.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you a question. Just can you give us a little bit of a backstory on maybe it starts in elementary school and show us a little life path of what happened with Shi
Okay.
to where you are now today.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm pretty much like a preacher's kid. I was raised in the church. Shout out to RTM, Rabbinic Ministries. Reason why I say that is because now anybody that knows of that church, you would pretty much call it like the performing arts church. Our pastor was really big on investing in the children's passion. So, with a lot of churches, they would probably kind of frown upon hip hop music and things like that. They used to always tell them, if your kids have an interest in music, if you don't cultivate it, somebody else will. And you may not like the environment that they're in. God gives all of us gifts. So he's like, they don't have to be a pastor to reach anybody or to show God's love to anybody. He's like, they want to be a rapper, they can rap for Jesus too. He was just like that. And he had a niche for like excellence. So it wasn't like, oh, you're just doing like this little Sunday practice. No, we did full practices. I'm talking about 3-4 times a week, performing. Like, actually had dancers in there where I'm having to learn different techniques of ballet and hip hop and alternative, like things like that. Like, he really invested in us. So it was just a love that I had, but it was something that was embedded in me from jump. So, with that, my mom, she was like extremely dedicated. It's me and my little brother. My father at the time, he was incarcerated when I was younger, but he was very active, as active as he could be.
Absolutely.
In our lives, and my mom made sure, but she kept me like focused and everything. And I was extremely driven though, younger. It wasn't really a thing where she had to really worry about me. Like, if anything, I have kids like knocking on the window because they want me to come outside, but I have this thing for tape recorders. So everybody knew about that. So all the people at the church, everybody in choir, they would give me tape recorders where I would record my voice, or I would record the old songs like Michael Jackson and all of that stuff. And I would write the lyrics down and play them back. Then I would sing them. That's how I would train my voice.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So, a lot of it was I just loved doing that. Like, I would sit in my room all day and watch VH1 and watch artists and see how they move and learn the little dance routines. And it was just a thing for me, So growing up, I was really close to my great grandma.
Okay.
I've always had like a really old soul. So she was like my baby. So every Sunday she would have this thing where she would read the news and she would take the comments out. And every Sunday she would leave them for me. And we would just do our little things. She'd drink her coffee. I'm drinking cranberry juice. I know a lot of kids don't like cranberry juice. I did.
Man, it was good. It was the truth back in the day.
It was good. But so I was drinking cranberry juice and we would just sit there and talk. And she would ask me all kind of questions and things like that. But what it was is I used to always pray to God. I used to be like, I want my grandma to let the juice come back. That's the only thing I knew. I didn't know no other time frame. I knew if juice came back, there's no other thing. Like, what? Yeah.
Story.
Yeah, that's it. So however she did it. And when she did it, I was so devastated. I just felt like, you're not listening to me. So during that time, that's when at this point, I was still so active in performing arts with church, anything outside of church, dancerette, majorette, cheerleading, all of that stuff. I had auditioned for Blake for their performing arts program, ended up getting accepted. Everything was for
Shout out to Blake.
Yeah, shout out to Blake.
I didn't, but you know who did? New Super Bowl champion Isaiah Rodgers.
Oh,
and Dochi.
You right.
And Dochi.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and she went to RCN too. Yeah, shout out to our church. Like,
but Tampa's just talented.
Yeah, it's for sure embedded. But yeah, love her. But anyways,
so then after I guess you didn't get accepted into Blake.
No, I did.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Yes.
I decided not to go. Okay, when my grandma passed away, I just wasn't feeling it.
Did it shake you to like? I know for me, like my grandmother passed, that that shook me hard.
It put me in this. I just wasn't feeling it. Like,
It's
yeah.
a completely different space.
Yeah, that was my heart.
Yeah,
like, it was just
yeah, I
like,
feel that.
what? Like, I gave her last drink of water and everything. So it was like, for me, it was just like,
That's deep.
it was like, huh? You know?
How dare you?
Right.
Jesus, how dare you?
Right.
I gave you this request for years.
For
You
years.
did not get the memo.
Like, I was shooting in the gym.
You know what I mean? Come on, man.
You know?
I
You
put
know?
priority on this email
Right.
to whom it may
I
concern.
see you and all your 12 disciples.
You know what I mean?
Like,
how,
huh?
how dare you?
Yeah, I was upset. So,
That's good.
yeah. But I was extremely smart, extremely gifted young. Like, my mom, fortunately, I was in private school from like 1st to 5th grade. So I did the SATs and all of that.
What private school you go to?
My church actually had a school. Like, when I say Pastor was a jack of all trades, he didn't play.
So Revealing Truth Ministries had a church, had a school in
Had a school, had an after school program.
That's wild.
And because he was really invested in a lot of his members, so because my father was incarcerated, like, he actually took care of me and my brothers.
Okay.
Well, we didn't have to, like, so we could be private school. So I think it was more of making sure my mom didn't have to worry about certain things getting to us. Like,
Yeah.
they kind of just all stepped up
Yep.
that way, like, until my father could come home. Like, we're going to make sure, like, you don't have to be so stressed out.
And it's wild because a lot of times in our community, you don't see that.
Yeah.
You don't see that a lot in our community. A lot of times it's just, you hear about the harsh reality of like single moms having to kind of just figure it out. There's not a lot of
Community.
there's not so much anymore. Like I know, like when our parents were coming up, you could leave doors open and
Right.
hey, little kids. Well, I'm saying like back in the, like even when I was little, everybody left their doors open. I'd go to anybody's house on my street.
No, for real.
But now, shit. I'm pulling out on the Girl Scout when she growing up so many times. You know what I mean? Hey, what do you know? 10 minutes ain't it? I already got in the shortbreads. You already get me once. What do you
Right.
need now?
And they thugs too. They might be like, what you mean?
What you mean? I told you Thursday, running my money. All right, little mama.
Outside.
You know this was 25. Go ahead. Keep the box. I don't need it. Do you? It's free money. I'm sorry. Shit. Fuck. Got beef with the Girl Scouts. I don't like that. Kid look good.
Yeah, that got a little personal.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
Beef with them. They don't ever have my shortbreads. They always try to push the Thin Mints on me. I don't like the Thin Mints.
You don't like them?
I want my shortbread. I need my shortbread cookies.
That's the blue box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
love
already
the
know.
blue box. I love
I need that.
Yeah.
That's mandatory.
It's the blue box and the purple box.
For the Samoas.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's it. Don't bring me nothing else. I got 2 boxes of Thin Mints. Look, sir, I told you, come back with a shortbread. I said I got these Thin Mints. But I said I have these Thin Mints. You're buying 2 boxes. Yo. I guess I am buying these Thin Mints.
Yeah.
Oh, my poor
I'm not
child.
taking no for an answer.
Not at all. It's okay, Sean.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious too.
I'm not gonna lie though, that's how.
No, hey, bro. Yeah, like I said, host.
ready.
You remember the world's famous chocolate bars that you stepped this up?
First off, absolutely. And
I was a gangster with those. Now I'm rolling up on you with that one. I tell you, ooh, you're not gonna be no.
See, no, I hated it because I went to a small private school and I hated the prizes. I hated the prizes.
Yeah.
You mean I sold $500 worth of chocolate? You give me a keychain? I'm getting a keychain off of this?
Yeah.
I can't even get free lunch for a couple of days?
Right.
Like, give me something good.
Right.
So when I saw the episode, remember the Boondocks?
Yeah.
They had Riley did the fundraiser.
Yeah.
I understood that. I felt that in my soul. I was like,
Riley. I love Boondocks.
I was like, yep. Why did I not do this as a child? Like,
Right.
I mean, kids been
It's
making.
all about Adult Swim, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
With the crazy grandpa.
Yeah. But he got his own brand of chocolate, rebranded it, and then pushed his world's favorite chocolate right out of business.
That's how you know kids. But I had an innovative mind young because I thought about that. When I seen how fast I could push chocolate bars, I remember telling my mom, I was like, Mom, I wonder, because I think one year I sold probably like 10 boxes. But like I sold like maybe 4 of them in a week. And I was like, Mom, I could get off on these boxes so fast. I don't even want them prizes. They need to give me money. How can I flip the chocolate bar? Because Mom was like, you can't take them people chocolate bars. I'm like, well, if I can get them off this much for $1, I wonder if I can sell $2 to them. At least I can get my profit back. Right. And this, I'm 10. My mom was like, you can't. But I always was like that, though.
World's famous chocolate was training for drug dealers. Yes.
Or hustlers.
Not really.
Let's say
We'll say hustlers.
No. Well, let's say potential entrepreneurs, because when you think about it, it's teaching you, hey, buy at a low, sell at a high. What is your gross profit? Because you got to incorporate your time into it. And then you can realize, yo, I can make some money off of this.
If you could sell chocolate bars, you could sell anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can.
Mr. Beast does it with, what's it called? Feastables?
Yeah.
He's selling chocolate bars.
Try to tell you.
Oh, motherfuckers making money.
I think that's why hospitality came so, like...
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. If you could sell, that hospitality is money. One or two.
I still miss it, like...
Yeah, because both of y'all said you were bartenders, right?
Yeah, I actually started as a server. Well, I started actually as a hard rock girl. I was a hard rock girl for, like...
Cocktails?
Cocktails? Massages?
No.
No. That's all she does.
That's
Other days.
Cocktails, cigarettes. Yeah.
But see, I didn't, because my voice is like very soft.
Mm-hmm.
So, having to walk through those coin machines, they're all loud. My thing has always been people are going to smell me before they hear me. And then when they see me, it's like, ooh. So that was my thing. That's why I said I knew certain things I knew young. Like, I was quick. Nobody taught me that. It was just, I was always big on like layering, like body oils. I love smelling. Like, I just love that. I love that reaction when I walked in and somebody's like, what's that? Mm-hmm. So that was the thing for me. So I would like walk past and my scent would introduce me. It was so bad. Like, even the girls, they'll know.
You mean it was so good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. So even the girls, they would know, like, when I would walk in a bar, because they started to name me Money Face in there. Like, the regulars, they was like, if you ain't got the money, get out of face. But they'll be like, oh, Money Face is coming. You could tell, you could smell her in the bar before she gets here. And I come in there, what's up, y'all? Because my voice was so that's how it was. It's like, I'd walk past and somebody would be like, what's that? And I'd be like, hey, how you doing? You want a drink?
No,
like,
look. She did that. I was like, can I get a casa?
Because the eye contact, that's why I told you I'm going to shades, because my eyes is just going to get like, how can you tell me no? Look at this.
So you worked at the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Did you get a lot of people trying to, just pat the butt a little bit?
But like with the corsets,
yeah,
because they have it sitting. Yeah, you would have a lot of that. Like, oh,
you ever ever get someone kicked the fuck out for doing?
I only had one because he was.
Story.
He was so obnoxious, and he was so drunk. He kept following me everywhere because you have to go through and yes, mind you, I have this tray with the glassware. So, you're picking up the glassware as you go. And at first, and I'm a tough cookie, so I'm not one of those. And just like extremely intimidated. I know how to handle myself. So at first, I'm thinking he wants a drink. He does get a drink from me, like 1 or 2 drinks. But then after that, he's just kind of, let me get your number. Da, da, da. I'm like, thank you. I'm not interested. And he's like, what do you mean? You think I've been? And I'm just like, you need to chill.
Was he an attractive man at least?
He wasn't bad looking, but it's just the approach. Like,
so you're saying if you didn't approach like that, maybe
you can't even say that because I'm lesbian. So I don't know.
So am I.
But if you,
why do you when y'all say that?
It's true.
It's a valid statement.
It is a valid statement.
I identify as a lesbian. Now what are we talking about?
But you're not. You don't qualify. You don't have the part.
Why?
No, but
why? We live in a culture with the ABC community. I can identify it now. I can just identify now. I identify as a lesbian. You can't tell me shit.
Wow.
I can say it now.
He identifies as a woman that likes other women.
Yep.
Lesbian.
Yep.
I guess not my type, love. That's all I
well, let's say you were straight.
No, but no. Like, he wasn't bad looking, but he was not my type.
So how'd you get him off your back?
Well, eventually, I just went to security because I'm a person.
Like,
I'm not
Pro 2? Yeah, we got to get this guy out of the building.
We could either do that. So what it was is like I was really cool with the custodians overnight. Like, we were all cool because we're younger. So it was one that was kind of like my bodyguard anyway. So when she seen him, she was like, he bothering you? And I was like, yeah. She was like, hey, you need to, her and our homeboys, they're like, hey, you need to back off or whatever. So he kind of did a little bit, but then he waited till I was in another section. So she's like texting me and she's like, hey, you good? And I'm like, he keep following me. She's like, say less. So she went and got the guy or whatever.
Security guard.
Yeah. Like he had actually had reports like in every other like.
Oh, wow. Jesus. So he was just trying to.
So he's super creeper.
Yeah. He was just doing the most, but I'm really not one of those that. I'm just not doing all of that. Yeah. I'm real smooth. Like, you know, it's like, hey, how you doing? How you doing too much?
Did you ever want to just like, oh, well, you clearly don't work there anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't work there anymore.
Is that the type of shit that made you quit?
No, I didn't quit. So what happened is I don't like to claim it, but I dealt with asthma younger. I only had one asthma attack.
Asthma also.
Yeah. I only had one bad one, like in kindergarten.
So you have an inhaler, right?
Yeah, but I don't hardly like bring it. I do bring it sometimes, just bring much to anyway. I had one bad asthma attack in kindergarten, and then like I was good. But I guess the tobacco and the smoke, or it happened in between me working at the casino, which I made so much money.
I don't know why you quit that.
But that's what I tell you. So in between me working that, and then I ended up getting accepted to this songwriting seminar. It was this contest, and there was like 5,000 people submitted, and then they had a top 50, and I got chose in the top 50. So they had mind you now, I'm going on planes, different climates. Woman on New York is raining. So long story short is one day I'm with my best friend, we're riding, and I'm coughing, and all of a sudden I can't breathe. She has to rush me to the hospital. They pretty much say like I was about 2 minutes away from my lungs fully collapsing, and now I go through this whole thing where like I have to have honey in my purse all the time. Like I was eating honey so much. Like I used to be like, if you cut me open, I'm not gonna bleed red. It's gonna bleed honey. Like that's just
why the honey?
Because it helps with the mucus and the congestion. Plus, I was still trying to do gigs and stuff like that.
Okay.
And my voice had gotten so raspy
because of the smoke and such.
Yeah. So I guess between the smoke and the climate, I had developed some type of. I ended up getting an asthma attack when I got older, and I had never gotten an asthma attack since kindergarten, so I didn't know how to deal with it. So because of that, at the time they didn't have the no smoking section at the Hard Rock, so I ended up having to leave due to that because I got sick. And because they had me down for a while, I wasn't able to work for like 3 months. Like it was that bad as far as my body having to stabilize my environment. Yeah, my mom was a quit.
And with that being said, we are wrapping up the first segment of Happy Hour Holidays. Please like, comment, subscribe. We're on all the channels that you can download. We're on YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Also, if you have any questions, please email Sean at Happy Hour Holidaze. Holidaze spelled D-A-Z-E, not D-A-Y-S.com. And we'll answer your emails. If you're looking for sponsorship opportunities, please also hit up that same email. And if you have any questions, 813-385-6609. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in.
Round two, we're back with the lovely Miss Shi. She's back for round two of this, part of the interview. Now, Miss Shi, I've been waiting to ask this question since before we got back on camera. Now, I know your podcast is about having goal-oriented friends around you. Okay? How do you feel men and women differ in that department? Do you feel that women are more likely to have a more supportive circle than men, or vice versa, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, do you think maybe women are less supportive or men more supportive, or the other way around?
Yeah.
When it comes to your friends.
My friends?
I just mean in general. But
okay, in general. In general.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I showed out with my friends.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't want to get specific. I just say, like, in general, how do you feel about that?
I honestly believe everything is an upbringing thing. So I think that it could really depend. Because I have a couple of guys where it's like it was a community of them, like literally grew up and they all supported each other. But we also came from like similar backgrounds.
Okay.
So I've always said that I feel like when people identify with each other, a lot of it is upbringing. Some people are raised off love, some people are raised off survival, and some people may have never seen certain characteristics, but they want that for their life.
Okay.
So they don't allow that to like limit. It's like, I want this out of my life. So when I see it's a good thing, I'm going to connect to it.
So it kind of sounds like it's outside of gender and it's just
Yeah.
based on the individual.
Yeah, I feel
What
like it's
did
a mindset thing.
Yeah. Have you, and you were saying this off camera about individuals that will praise you for what you've done. But there's also a limitation there because maybe they may not be achieving where you want to go. I mean, is there some portion of you that thinks, you know what, maybe I got to get outside of this because if I'm doing the best out of my friend group, well, I got to get 5 more friends that are doing better than me in order to achieve.
I do believe it's one of those things where you expand your horizons. But I also feel like if you have a healthy root space where they're happy for you in every space, like they're just rooting for you.
Yeah.
Because some things it's not even, it also falls on your discipline as well. Some things, that's your thing.
Yeah,
it's
all you.
Yeah. But if they support you doing your thing, but just because they're not doing that, they're not doing that. But that's like with anything. Like if you're a content creator, it's just more beneficial. If you're the only content creating friend, yes, your friends are going to support you. They're going to do certain things, but they're not going to come with innovative ideas all the time to do content like another content creating friend. There's going to be times where you even want to do content. They're going to be like, oh, for real, but they'll do it. But it's not going to be the same as you coming in the house with energy. And it's like, this is what we coming to do. So yes, I do feel like you should branch out as far as whatever it is that you feel like you're doing for your life, that you need to have those, you need to have that type of circle around you. And then as far as your friends, like your for life friends, where it's just kind of whether I'm doing anything, we choose each other at the end of the day, as long as they're for you and they don't make you feel like you're selling out for going to those different circles, those are for lifers. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like those are hard to find nowadays.
Well, I mean,
in general, like when you look at a lot of friend groups, you don't get a lot of people who are just, no matter what you do, they're going to support as long as it's out of something positive. Like,
I'm blessed to have that. I do. I have a sister circle, like literally like waiting to exhale. Their whole nostalgic.
Yeah.
I have that.
And but it's always a blessing to see, but like I said, I think it's also very rare.
It is. I get DMs all the time. Like I get girls that are like, how? Like, how do you get, but it's honestly, I feel like it's also a vibe thing because even with me being an artist, promoters notice that about me fast. They would tell me, especially, just in my demographic land, he's like, it's very rare that he's like, I don't know how you get them so comfortable. Like it's so many of them and women just flock to you. It doesn't matter. Like, women can be kind of catty or
very competitive with each other. Just especially in your industry, being an artist and being, an influencer, being a partner. A lot of times you'll see where women are not necessarily, I don't want to say hate on each other because
they kind of do though,
but a little bit. But I mean,
some of it
it's
is
very comparison type thing.
Yeah, because you get compared often versus guys could sit around, like even with the age thing, like nobody talks about like 2 Chainz was like 40 when he started his career, but they constantly
nobody said anything about it.
Yeah, but they'll constantly shame on like, oh, you trying to rap at 40? How? Like the talent isn't the talent. You know what I'm saying? So
what's wild? We got a content creator right here.
What? Yeah. I don't do too much. I do a little football stuff.
I mean, you got.
We definitely could plug in. Because,
I mean, he's got more followers than both of us combined.
I do okay. I'm blessed to have you.
There we go.
I do okay. I'm blessed.
Such a modest man. Such a modest man.
I love it.
I got a
Well, do you have any advice for Shi?
As far as like growing her content,
growing followers,
that's just time and finding your algorithm. Kind of my algorithm now. I understand where my peak followers are going to be, what's the best time to post, who to plug in with to not piggyback off their networks and stuff like that. Collaborate, invite collaborators and stuff like that. So once you figure out your niche and kind of know your lane, okay, now I know my lane, let me branch off in these other little spots and then take that with me.
Because I'm so big on accountability, shots to Shi Speaks. I can honestly say I know my niche. My issue is my consistency. I'm a person that I tunnel vision focus. So when I am focused, I'm one of those people that can literally build something like that. And now the followers are up, but then I get overwhelmed with life because it's just me.
Okay.
So then I'll kind of start where it's like, okay, I'm consistent, I'm doing it, and then I'll fall off. Now they're looking for me. So now I have to constantly put myself.
What
That's the thing that I'm.
Yeah.
Life, honestly, sometimes it's just because, and my visions have always been so big. Like even with my podcast right now, like when people look at it, they're like, "How are you?" Like I created my logo myself. I did everything, and that's based off like I taught myself how to do the AI automations, like how people are doing.
Yeah.
People, but my brain I have a very innovative brain. So when I sit and focus, I focus. But if something throws me off, like whether
Now you're
like,
on your way.
yeah, like especially like big thing for me has always been financials. So it's like it's something because it takes a lot. You have to invest in yourself. No, so to get a lot. So, but when you're doing so much by yourself, and it's like I'm not 18 or 19, I have bills, I have responsibilities.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest pressure now on not having the financial freedom to solely focus. So with me, I will say I get blessed with opportunities. As soon as I walk out the door and once I step to like I'm doing something, I get all kind of doors open for me. But with that, I get so many eyes at one time. Not everybody wants to, and now I'm overwhelmed because it's only just me. But because of the way I put my stuff out, I guess the level of excellence, the way I do it, I look so ready that people are like, hey, and now
You're
here.
finished product.
Yeah.
You're like, this ain't even it. I'm not
Yeah, like I'm really doing this off of the back of my. So hold on, now I got people want to like, oh, but what paper interview submissions? Da. But I'm like, but I understand that, but the other stuff that I gotta pay for the video, da. Now I don't have the time because now I gotta work double shifts just to get that. Now I'm exhausted, so I can't put in the time in as much. So it's like I'm pacing myself based off me. Yeah. But when all these opportunities come in, it just floods. What's the deal? I think it's like the time. It's the time just because of the financial backing I need. I don't, I think that's the hardest part with a lot of talented people, and that's where it comes with networking. But you need to be more consistent so you can attract those people. That
what would you say
is
the amount of time that you would need in a given day, or even in a week, that you would have to spend in order to overcome that problem? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours per day?
I think maybe like I would say probably like a solid like maybe 3 to 4 hours. But also it's like
3 4 hours.
No, a day. No, not. I'll say probably like.
Or is it a week?
No, I'll probably say like in a day, based off. But it also depends on what, like, how you're branding yourself.
Yeah.
Because some people, I'm very big on detail.
Yeah.
And I have to rewatch my videos. Like even though I paid somebody to edit and cut, I edit and cut all of my stuff after they cut, because it's just certain things I see. Just my eye has always been very
So that is one of the biggest obstacles entrepreneurs, and we're not social media influencers by any means, but one of the biggest obstacles entrepreneurs have to do is overcome delegation. And also, I own a real estate photography company. There are things I see in the photos that we provide our customers where I'm like, man, this does not look good. They'll see it and they'll say, wow, it looks amazing. Just because it's not perfect to us doesn't mean it cannot be perfect to somebody else.
Right.
And that is something that we struggled with in the early days back in 2016, trying to overcome, when you have to eventually let go of that and say, you know what? It may not be perfect to me, but when they see it, somebody who doesn't have a profession in it, they'll think it's 100% perfect.
Right.
And I think that's a struggle most entrepreneurs deal with, is letting go. Mm-hmm. And I want to give you a piece of advice here. Let go. Let go. If it's not perfect, it's fine. If it's 70% perfect, that's good enough.
Okay. And a lot of times, sometimes what you're sometimes like, I know for me with some of my football videos, I know me, I'm very much out, like you say, I'll sit with my guy, Sonny Vega. Shout out to my guy, Sonny Vega, for doing all my videos. But I'll sit with them and we'll go over it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And now we kind of have an idea of what works for me.
Right.
But there are times where I've posted something a little early before we're finished product and got a better reaction off of it because of the rawness of it.
Yes,
It's,
sure.
yeah, it feels raw. It doesn't feel manufactured. It feels very real.
Right.
And like along as what he said, sometimes you gotta let that go and just kind of be like, be you. Let everybody see not a polished version of you, not the perfection you.
Right.
Let them see you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like even on camera right now, this is the polished version of you.
Right.
The raw you,
It's cool as shit.
it's cool. I mean, both versions are dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like the raw you may be what gets you.
Yeah.
Someone saying, "Hey, I see what you got going on. I want to invest in you."
And I do get that because it's like, it's so crazy that you say that because that's as far as just being an artist, that's my whole thing, being raw and authentic. I just think also with being a woman, though, a lot of it is just more of especially if you're kind of known for a certain look.
Absolutely.
So what it is for me is like, I'm always on point. So it's certain things like angles and just certain stuff that, especially if you have men sometimes behind the lens, they're an eye to them. They're like, you look good, period. And it's like, no, you didn't see how I was caught a little bit. Like, and I'm
his lashes a little
say nothing. Yeah, so it's just like that eyelash was leaning and rocking.
Yeah.
Lean with it. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But personality, like, I could rock with it all day.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's like just taking accountability. It could just me being overwhelmed with just life sometimes. Like, as far as where now, I'm a person and I'm working on it. It's they call him ET, but I listen to his motivation.
Eric Thomas.
Yes, I love him. And he literally
the hip hop preacher.
Yes, and he literally talks about how you should be like passion driven. And I realize that I'm that. So sometimes it's like, if I get so overwhelmed that I'm not feeling it, I don't like to do it because I feel like I'm a vessel and I feel like that energy, it changes. Like when I'm editing, I'm in that bag and I'm feeling like I could tell the difference versus when now it's forced where it's like, I'm just do it. I hate that feeling. Yeah. So I have to overcome, like, it doesn't matter that I'm not feeling it. You still need to do it. But I won't do it because I'm like, I'm not like, I'll try to, but I'm like, I'm not feeling it today. So I feel like now it's half-assed.
Well, nobody ever feels like they right to do it.
You don't have a team with you when it comes to
not everything.
Not everything.
No, I don't. It's me and my videographer. And he's super dope. He's like a jack of all trades. He's young. He's innovative. Like he does so.
You guys use AI at all?
Not for.
There's a lot of time that could be cut.
Yeah, you can definitely do a lot of AI.
I've been using it as far as like some of my prompts and I'm still getting into it, but that's why I said a lot of it is just delegating the time because it's times I'm literally like, I'm getting off my shift overnight and then I'm going to another job and I'm working a whole nother 12-hour shift and I'm going back to work. So even though, yes, I technically have downtime, my mind is exhausted. I don't have the space to just solely focus on, let today just be about the podcast.
What I would suggest to you is what I've been doing lately is even when we've done stuff in the past.
Right.
Like I'll show him, what I'll do is I'll get a clip, maybe like 10-second clip, and I'll schedule teaser posts. I'll schedule teaser stories because now it's, you still have to look at me. Now it gives you time to set up your perfection. So now if I still have your attention here and I hit you in the face with a finished product, now I've kept my current followers, hit them. Now my current followers are here. Now I'm pulling in new followers. And now that'll help boost what you got going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What are you using? Because I did see, I had listened to the seminar for podcasts. I forgot what the guy's name is, but he's really dope. And he said something about Opus Clips or something like that.
Opus Clips is him.
Yeah, and I haven't tried it. I keep saying like, oh, I'm gonna try it with some of my Google Drives in there.
Let's put it this way: you're gonna get a lot of clips from this show from Opus Clips, and I upload them onto a Dropbox folder. You can view all 30 plus of them. So you'll see what they put out because we've been using them for fucking ever.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you a question because you mentioned E.T. He's not the only motivational speaker I think you listen to. Have you ever listened to Les Brown? God, nobody knows Les Brown.
Les Brown, I know that.
I won't.
I don't want to say I haven't because I could have stumbled on him and just didn't know who.
Look up Les Brown.
Les Brown and George
He's
White.
from
George White too. George White the front? Yes, sir.
Let me hold on. Let me follow them now because I'm a person.
Get out the way.
Yeah, Les Brown
Les Brown's a
is
good
from
one.
the he
That's
is
a good
the
Is it
reason
lust or less?
LES, just that's it, LES Brown.
Why does that sound familiar?
Go once you see it.
Because he's the baby boy of Mama Mama Mamie Brown. Yeah. And he was born on the fucking footsteps of.
Once you hear him, you've heard.
Yeah, bro. Let's put it this way: Les Brown is by far the best motivational speaker ever. He grew up educably mentally retarded, is what they labeled him as, and he had his own special on PBS. He had sold out arenas all over the United States, all in the 80s. And I found him, and I quit my job, and we started, me and my brother, for Brave Frameworks, and since then it's been no looking back. He's had the biggest impact on my life ever, and I'm pretty sure E.T., kind of took a little bit from Les Brown, but E.T.'s good. I mean, he's not bad. He screams a lot. This is more motivational.
But again, he's one of them guys.
I love his grit and his passion, though.
Well, he was homeless.
His story is insane.
Yeah.
I love,
Les Brown's story.
Les Brown's story is
I'm not gonna lie. One day because I would in between jobs, I would do Uber Eats, and it was one day I literally listened to him all day just to make my goal, and it was such a hard day. And it's like every time I wanted to quit, I would hear something, and I can literally say that day I made my goal. It took me all day, and I ended up actually at the end, once I seen all the tips coming in from Uber Eats, I ended up making double my goal. But it was like at first it just wasn't. I guess it wasn't showing up, but it just let me know like the power of the mind and what you listen to, what you're around. Yeah. And sometimes it's kind of one of those things, like you said, like you can know what you're supposed to be doing, but sometimes you just need that extra push.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you need that. I can only motivate myself so much, but that's when you have to build it. You have to look for other avenues. So that's why I said it's a safe space to picture face. Sometimes it's me.
And I suggest
it again.
It's a safe.
No. The last part.
No. Sometimes it's me.
Yeah.
No. Before that, go ahead.
Oh, it's a safe space to picture face.
That's what I was waiting on. Plug it. I was ready.
And sometimes I don't know if you guys have ever done this or not, but I've done it. I've fallen to sleep to motivational videos. Like when I want to go to sleep, sometimes I'll just put on motivational videos on YouTube, but I'm not looking at them. I'm just listening to it, and I fall asleep to it, and somehow that shit rewires your subconscious in order to think more powerfully about yourself.
Yeah.
Not just what you've heard, but then now when you're listening to it subliminally, you're applying it unconsciously in your life without even realizing.
Right.
It's wild.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. So all of it, that's what I said, all of it is just, like I said, go friends. Even this conversation, like that's what this is for. Like I feel like I know She Speaks, like my best friend tells me all the time, like, and she stays on me, like she's like, when's your next episode? When's your next episode? Because that episode,
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, I love it. We
doing?
Go ahead. We can make that happen.
We
can make that happen. But
I mean, you need your own podcast. Oh, I'm telling you.
I can't wait to have you against Cookie. So fun.
But I'm a consistent guest and guest host.
Yeah. I think a podcast named Max Gaines would be a good name. Max Gaines. Let's think about that.
See what happens when you have girlfriends?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's just hits different sometimes.
It's just smoother. Okay.
Yeah. But as far as just working on stuff and getting back into it, it's more of like She Speaks is manifestation. I know that's the thing. I feel like my She Speaks is gonna be the foundation for all the other things that I have done, because I've done placements, songwriting placements, all kinds of things, and it's just more of kind of you need a foundation that's going to tie everything. So even though I get overwhelmed, She Speaks, I have told myself, like, no matter how many times I gotta make sure I get back into it, like I'm not giving up on it. Make sure
Don't give up on it.
Yeah, I'm not giving up. I feel like I am She Speaks though.
Or She Speaks. You're the host.
Literally am She Speaks. So it's like, even if it's not in a full podcast form, always dropping gems. Like when you come on, you guys come on, y'all will be on the theme, Gads and Gem Droplets. That's what it's called for my kids.
And when we get back, we will continue this very rewarding conversation with both Max and She. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, we're on all the major socials, all the major podcast stations. If you have any questions, please email Sean, SEAN, at happyhourholidays.com, and we'll answer your emails. And who knows, maybe we'll feature you on one of the podcasts. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys.
What's up, y'all? It's She She Speaks, and we are back at Happy Hour Holidays. I'm with my guys, and we chilling. You know, we finna get into it.
She said that all sensual like.
We finna get into
She
it.
say it like that again. We go together. Talk to me like
I
that.
love you. You my everything.
I think I just set them up on a blind date here.
Say we go together.
I mean, we already matching.
You know. Yeah. That happened.
Damn, beige and black. Beige and black.
It's already given.
And then black again.
Yeah.
Right.
Great smiles on deck. You know what I mean?
I think you were singing something to him, weren't you?
Facts.
I was.
Facts. I was getting serenaded. I knew
You
it.
said something like, if I rule.
Yeah. Let it fool you. She was serenading and they're going to kill her.
Well, I do have this R&B song called Soon. It is out on platforms now. I could give you a little.
Yes.
Give us a little bit. That's what we're waiting on.
Please.
Okay, now it's a little sensual now.
Oh.
Let me go.
You gonna sit back? You gonna sit back and relax? Soon as I get home, drop them draws, I make it up to you. And you don't have to talk. I know what you want. That's all I need from you.
Damn.
Touch you, love you, hold you easy, babe. Don't gotta make it complicated. No. Touch you, love you, hold you easy, babe. Don't gotta make it complicated. Right here, my ambition take a lot. I be busy in and out. I don't mean to keep you waiting. I'm admiring your patience. Shit, you know I'm worth it. I've been feeding for a week. We gon' keep this here discreet. I'm the lady in the streets, 'cause the weapon in the sheets pops. Bust it all on you. Got a bad bitch on your mental. Homie, keep it G real simple. Got a list of things on the menu. We can do the thing in the rental. Ooh, something like that.
Let me tell you that. She said, drop them drawers. Things almost came off.
Something like that. But yeah, that's soon.
Damn, your voice is remarkable.
Thank you.
And you also got a single that you already put out with a music video.
Yeah, we
Shout that shit out.
Yeah, shout out to We Swinging, and we gonna have a good time. Y'all can check me out. It's Artishi, Artisshi, and we swinging, swing gang.
That was the name of the song though?
Yeah, we swinging.
Now, I saw the video off camera, and it was in a skate ring. Now,
in the Bro Bowl, historical.
Yeah,
in the Bro Bowl, Tampa original. Now,
Downtown Tampa.
Now, how did you choose that location?
Oh.
Like, what brought you to that? Like, instead of using like a United Skates or something like that, what made you say we're going to the Bro Bowl?
So I wanted it to be authentic. I'm a '90s girl.
Okay.
Like I said, I just posted a picture that said she got a vibe like the '90s in the world 2000s. So I wanted that feel of, it's a feel good song.
Yeah.
When you listen to it, it makes you think of barbecues. It makes you think of kids playing outside. Even the music video, I got kids in it. Yeah. They jump rope and we playing. So I wanted it to be more authentic. I wanted to give the nostalgia of fun, because that was like the first song I had did in a long time. Okay. When I was like going through like my troubled time. I had like a little troubled time where I kind of was trying to find myself again. Okay. So We Swinging was like the first song that just felt like me.
Okay.
It wasn't something I had to think about. So I wanted good times, good vibes. I wanted to take it back where we didn't have any worries, because right now everybody's stressing.
And then it does, and after, even before seeing the video, just hearing it glitch, because I obviously saw the video second, but just hearing it reminds you, it has a home feeling. Like it has that old, like a not say old, but like a good vibe feeling.
Yeah.
Said like it's very much
that 90s vibe.
Like you just kind of hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's you don't get music like that anymore, especially in this industry today. Like, and it brings it our point of how do you feel the music industry is now versus before? Because for me, I believe just now music is made for commercial purposes only. It's made for direct demographic,
right?
No
mass consumption.
Yeah, like there's no feel good music. There's no song that you can pick out right now, at least in my opinion, where you can go, that thing just make you feel good. That thing just make you feel good.
Like the nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's really what I was working on. Like I felt like there was a market for that. I feel like right now that type of music is still being done. It's just it's like underground music.
Yeah.
Like all our good music growing up is not underground music. You have some artists trying to bring it back in certain things. I think that's why they keep implementing like 90 samples in it. But just with the machines and the industry right now, you have to give the people what they want. So it's just kind of like having the audacity to break out into something different. And I think that's the beauty of when you're not fully discovered yet, you can create your own thing.
And there's no agenda to what you put out.
There's no agenda to what you put out. Okay. But when you say that, like we swinging, I get so many, like I got my first booking in Cali off of a TikTok platform just because they heard me swinging. Like, so anywhere I go, like I just got a booking in Miami for it. It's like when people hear we swinging, it's electric. Like I think the first time I went to a club here and I just played it and just to sit there and see the reaction. And the DJs, people walk, they was like, yo, who's singing this? I got to get this song. Like they thought it was coming on the radio or something. I'm like, oh, it's me. You know, so I know I've tapped into something and I actually have an EP that gives all of those vibes. I just haven't released any other songs because I really want to push this one. Like you said, the music video been out for a year and it should have way more views than it has. But
I think we might need to go ahead and push this over to our friends at 94.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, man, because why is that not out yet? And like you said, those feel good songs. Because I mean, and this is why I stopped listening to rap was the mumble rappers, bro. Like the Lil Yachty. I'm like, what the fuck's he saying? Yeah. I mean, we grew up in an era with like Lil Wayne, Young Jock, Young Jeezy, and they were actually vocalizing what they were saying. And then I don't know where the fuck it made a right turn, but they stopped saying words. And I'm like, why am I listening to this?
I was thinking that dude was a designer with that Panda song. That's in it. Yeah.
And it's so crazy though for me to be panda. I guess I'm just like gonna appreciate, like I get it, but I guess maybe that's the blessing of the fact that I do write for everything. Is like I'm appreciative of if something evokes emotion out of anybody, like some things. But I get it though. I get wanting to have words and wanting to feel like, you know, we used to go and rewind that so you can actually know, like looking up the lyrics so you can actually printing the lyrics out. I remember that time. So it's like
you don't want to wear what is it, the Lil Wayne one? Make sure you wear that latex because you don't want to get latex. That hey, I'm latex. I'm like, damn, dog. When you read that shit out, you're like
now that I'm grown, like when I was a kid, I was like, I had no business singing that first off. Like, but then now I'm like, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
You know what's so wild? I saw me where Lil Wayne was like, I said that.
Yeah. And he was like,
oh, that shit is hard. And then all of a sudden you're getting, it's like mumble rap.
See, I should listen to Lil Wayne. That's how I got a kid. Boy, didn't wear latex. I got that latex.
Hey, I'm latex.
I was listening.
You was listening to rap, but you weren't listening to apply.
I wasn't applying that. It's okay.
That's probably why they started mumble rapping. They ain't listening anyway.
They not listening. Good. Roll it.
Miranda. And they just gonna rap it anyway.
I said it the other day. One of my friends, because you know, as someone with a kid, Kevin Hart does the voice for one of the characters on Pets.
Yeah, the dog.
I would love to do a voice.
He does the bunny, the little white bunny.
Yeah.
So at the end of one of the movies, he's rapping the panda. And I just think it's the funniest thing ever. I'm like, this is better than the original version.
Is he his chocolate drop voice? You know when he does
it's definitely a chocolate drop.
Real rap raw.
Real rap raw. Same. If I'm gonna do a feature, it must be Kevin Hart on this Chocolate Drop album.
And then you gotta have what's the one guy, Marco.
Yeah.
You gotta have him judging. The way he makes things. So, you don't know who Marco is? Gosh, what is his?
What is it? I forgot his. What's it called?
He's a black guy. He has like his hair is, I don't know, but he makes the interviews so like awkwardly funny.
It's
like he doesn't so serious. Like, what is his name? I can't think of it right now. But if you look up Marco, I don't know. But it'll probably come up. But yeah, he's funny. But yeah, I would definitely have him on there to like be the judge.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's going viral. It's going viral.
I need that in my life.
Yeah.
You know, we asked what you asked early on the 5 best rappers or
five best, my 5 most influential artists.
Yeah. So can I ask you what are the 5 best, whether female or male, rappers of all time?
That's cheap.
That's hard.
I'm
not doing
Dylan, cause spit hot fire.
What the fuck?
I can't even. I'm not gonna.
All right, say name your number 1 then.
That's what I'm saying. For me, stuff like that is hard because I'm such a creative. Like different things make me feel different at different times.
All right, then let me ask you both. Eminem.
I like Eminem.
Top 10. Easily top 10.
Yes,
he's in my top 10. He's probably like number 6.
He's like the lyrical master, though.
Because, well, see, my top 10 is a little different because Nas is in my top 10.
I love.
Yeah, they beefed.
Nas is in my top 10.
Can we say Biggie at least?
He's not in my top 10.
What? No. It was all a dream.
It's cool.
I used to read Word Up magazine.
He's like number.
Salt and Pepper.
He might make my top 10, but he's definitely like 8 or 9.
I like Biggie.
I
love Tupac though.
Yeah, I'd say Tupac's closer to the top for me.
You know, Tupac went to the school of the Juilliards.
Yep.
Yeah, so he was actually not a gangsta. He played one.
That's crazy good.
And there was actually an interview with Tupac where he stated, you know, I played this character as a rapper, but that's not really me. Did you guys see that interview with him? I was blown away. I was like, for the longest time,
I feel like
understood.
I feel like he had it in him though, because he definitely could get there.
But I'm saying, but I think
how does a person that goes to Juilliard consider himself a gangster?
Oh, it's the same way Drake is somebody relevant.
Well, Degrassi.
Yeah, you were on a multi-million-dollar show as a kid, grew up in the suburbs, or
I just think people have to understand.
His real name's Clarence. Clarence's parents.
Real name is Aubrey Graham. Yes, no, your name is Aubrey Graham, sir.
People are multidimensional.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
No, because they're playing a role. It's like they're playing a role just for the media.
No, he put out that song, started from the bottom. I was like, what was your bottom? You had a pool as a kid growing up.
But you know what? What his bottom was? The fact
Canada.
You want to know what his bottom was? That's what I'm saying. Like, his bottom for him is he wanted to be a rapper, and he's on Degrassi in a wheelchair. How bottom can you get?
I thought he couldn't walk in real life. Actually,
I swear for the Lord,
I thought he was
literally he couldn't walk.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine where he is now.
Yeah,
and even the fact that people be like, "Oh, you came from Degrassi," and now, but then when you think of Drake. That is his bottom.
Yeah, but didn't Kendrick completely destroy him?
He did, but now you got people saying, "What the fuck, the function, baby girl."
But when he said drop, and Drake name is in it. Yeah.
Did you see Diddy shit?
Yeah. Because Drake is in that list of names he dropped.
Listen, I like Drake, no Diddy.
Hey, look, ready? You know they get real quiet since those names dropped. Jay-Z ain't said a fucking thing.
Jay-Z ain't said a lot for a while.
But ready?
Also, the all-white party.
Yeah.
No, he did speak. No, they did make a statement, though, at first when everything.
He did. He made a little people.
Yeah, he said,
swear that was
John Diddy Combs, I was not fucked in the ass by him. That's what brings me to Sarah.
That's what he said?
No, that's not what he said. I made that up.
Say verbatim, you were there.
I've been to Miami. Diddy, don't kill me.
He can't. He's behind bars. You can't do anything.
I thought he was walking free.
No, absolutely not.
Just because that man behind bars don't mean he ain't got here to stop him.
That's true. He's not that guy.
You don't think?
Suge,
You don't think he was
Suge
stuck
Knight?
in?
Suge Knight would be terrified of,
Oh, well,
even if he's in jail.
100%.
Suge Knight, did he?
Suge Knight killed Tupac.
Diddy couldn't even get his people to act right to keep him out of jail.
Right. I mean, he did it for so long. You can't tell me something was going on in that Diddy party, bro.
But okay, R. Kelly, we knew R. Kelly was acting up for 30 years.
Yeah, now he's in jail.
It took them 30.
And
You can't cancel R. Kelly.
I'm
music.
not
I'm not canceling R. Kelly music. I'm rolling with.
I was finna say, I was like, I don't want to get canceled for this, and it's not about.
Didn't you write a song called "In the Closet"?
I'm for women's rights. I'm so for women's rights, but certain things, I'm like, listen, bro.
They got nothing to do with his music.
I was mad at some of his music. I'm like, sometimes you got to separate the talent from the man. That's what they're saying. I'm not supporting what he did, but stepping in the name of love. My grandma and them had me stepping in the name of love. Y'all not finna mess up how my childhood memories.
It's not finna change his playlist.
Cause on my wedding day,
we gonna play it. Man,
the way that one song, one of
Key in the Ignition?
No, Key in the Ignition is nice. But no, the one song that he made.
Where he's talking about being in the closet and he's got part 1, part 2, part 3.
No, where are you?
You're talking about R. Kelly.
No, but we're not talking about that. I'm talking
He
about
literally had 3 songs.
The love song? You talking about love song?
No, it was called In the Closet, part 1, part 2, part 3.
No, but you know how.
I remember that.
Do you know the fact that he was on his own remix? R. Kelly remixed itself featuring him.
Facts.
Lil Wayne was.
And we listened to it. But he's so talented.
How'd it go
though? What?
How'd it go? Rap it.
What?
Cause you're a rapper too, dog. We got the song, right? Or the artistry of singer. Now we haven't gotten a rap though.
You want to rap?
Yeah, why not? Not freestyle, just whatever you like there. Unless you got a freestyle. Unless you got a freestyle.
I mean, I'm a writer, so all of my stuff comes out like a freestyle, but it's written.
Do it.
I'm waiting on a good freestyle.
Hey, talk about Max.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a freestyler like that.
Oh. No, I don't mean in a negative way.
No,
I mean like just talk about Max.
No, I'm saying like I'm not a freestyler like that. Like I don't, you know how
she can't take a subject and roll.
You could be like, he's got sunglasses on.
That's one thing. Like, but I am a true writer. You know how when it's like once you get in your pocket, you just write and that. I am a writer forever. Like I could write a full song in like 5 minutes tops. Just give me the beat, and once I catch the vibe. But as far as just being like, yo,
give me the beat,
and this is where I be.
Here we go.
Give me the beat.
That's how I heard it. We got time today.
Catch the vibe.
What's the?
She just said what the fuck the font should do that Drake song.
What kind of BPM do you want? Slow, fast?
So y'all gonna have me write a song?
Not write one. Just just freestyle a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think about 120 BPM?
I'm not sure. Let's play it. Let me see.
120, 130 would be good.
Let me see what I do.
It's not too fast. Instrumental. Oh, what if we do an instrumental that
Or we could, I have 7.
Actually, I got one.
You got some in the chamber.
I have plenty of things in the chamber. I'm a writer, you guys.
She said I could do this all day.
All day. No, I got one.
He wants stuff on the spot.
Hey, listen, we're creating content here.
Yeah, we totally are. Let me see.
How do you spell instrumental? Okay, there it goes. Instrumental. All right. This one may get you a little distracted. Here we go. Hold on now.
What we talking about?
You gotta write a song to this?
No,
we trying to hear top of the head.
I told y'all I don't freestyle.
You heard what the man said.
Yeah.
Give the people what
We're not commanding you, we're asking.
This is not off the head though.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, we ready?
Okay. Look, pad to the pen, where it all begins, bleeding like a minstrel, the ink to my thin strokes, getting a prop, she dope, but they ain't me, I spit folly, they mouth thrive once it's released, murder to the beat, and I ain't giving no plea, put your ear to the street, see what the talk gon' be, see the topic's still me, I'm a relevant subject, silent whispers as I enter, addressing the public, and how they feel, smiling in my face, but they heartbeats feel, but I ain't tripping, everybody ain't real, cause the ones that hate me most gon' get me my deal. feel. Dreams I desire, who I inspire. Lyrically potent, get this since I was a child. To understand my mind, it might take you a while. The reason to smile ain't no reason to frown. Yeah, that's how I feel. It feel good how I feel. Yeah, it feel real good how I feel.
Okay, go! Off the go!
See, it wasn't no mumble rap, no none of that.
Yeah, none of that.
All of that. See, that's all I want. That's what my little.
That was it. That was it.
Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you.
That was hard, bro.
Thank you.
So, what is your like as an artist? What do you prefer being? I know you said
I feel like a singer is what you prefer, man.
but I know you said you don't like being boxed into something. You know?
I actually love I love writing. So I think I would love to my sound overall for it to be in the middle.
Okay.
Kind of, so probably when they made like trap soul a thing.
Okay.
I would want to implement old school R&B 90s, but like real lyrical content.
Yeah.
Make it catchy, because now you're gonna have to make
You
it
have to
catchy.
now.
You know what I'm saying? But I love melodies and harmonies, and especially the 3-part harmonies. I always implement that in my hooks. I just love something that you could feel. I love the smoothness, but I also love the rawness of lyrics.
Okay.
So like none of my stuff is ever gonna be dumbed down, even like the cipher that I just had y'all listen to, like it still was catchy. Like, but I use certain catchy quotes, but it's still, like in the club, we all fan.
Yeah.
Where I go.
And you got quotes that people recognize from either different social media challenges or song and evokes an emotion.
Yeah.
Based off of that, like,
but still dropping bars. Like,
absolutely.
I love the fact that when people listen to my stuff, they do have to go back. Like, they be like, "Wait, what did you say?"
Let me interrupt one more time. Do you guys want to do one more segment?
I mean, we can.
I got time.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back with Happy Hour Holidays. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're on all the podcast platforms. We're on all the social media platforms. If you want to email a question, send it to Sean, SEAN, at happyhourholidays.com. And we'll be right back. And welcome back to how... Oh, fuck. Shit. And that's how we're starting it out.
We're cranking it up.
Happy Hour Holidays. We have been, experimenting with some alcoholic beverages at 5 p.m. I swear to God, that's the time.
Shine libations.
Some libations.
And libation.
Yeah. And we've had a very interesting conversation with both Max and also Shi.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot where we were going with this stuff.
Well, it's okay.
Where do we
Can you
stop?
tell where we're going with this?
We stopped. She gave us a beautiful freestyle on the back end. That's where
she did.
That's where we were going at. Now my question is this: as someone who is both artist and behind the scenes with the writing, which one drives you more so? Like, are you more passionate about the writing aspect of it, or the artistry of it, or the performance aspect of it, or is it all kind of
equal
all parts all the way around?
Yeah, I love it. I love the energy of the stage. My looks changes. Like, I'm really into looks. Like, I'll go full, like, I'll paint my whole body green and be the Grinch for a she.
You mean Gamora?
Like, like it is. I'm really like, Artishy is art. Like every aspect. Even if I wasn't on stage, and I had somebody tell me that it's like, you're so, like, even off the stage, you're still just you.
Yeah.
And so that's how I feel like I am. Like, art is, I live, breathe, speak. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And
when it comes to the podcast, do you bring that same artistry to the podcast from an aesthetic standpoint of the set to
for sure
the flow of the topics and stuff like that?
For sure.
And how do you seem to be unapologetically and authentically you through all of this?
I think that is my thing. The fact that I am unapologetically, that is me.
That's
the uniform.
Have you had media training, bro? Because I swear to God, you were born for this.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I've taken a class or two back in the day.
You should.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But yeah, I feel like because that's what art is. Art just makes you feel.
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing for whatever emotion I evoke out of you.
Yeah.
I just am what I am. And in order to make you feel, I have to stand in 100% of what I feel.
I stand on that.
Yeah. And I just feel like that's my superpower. Like just being like my podcast outside of like, I have little slogans like the safe space to fix your face. Then I have the grab your wine, girl, let's drink, and you can bring him too. And then I also have that it's for the accountable, the vulnerable, and just being the authentic, because you need that. Like so many people are like trying to figure out who they are. Why are you trying to figure out who you are? Just be you.
Just be
you are already who you are.
And stand in that.
Yeah.
And I know you said, safe place to fix your face. So with your podcast, do you genuinely bring on more female guests, more male guests? Is it a good mix of both?
I do a good mix of both. Like the next episodes coming up, I actually have, cause like I said, I'm like Tampa Hidden Gem, so I am very well.
We're not gonna let you be hidden.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're not gonna let you be hidden.
It's almost like you're trying to hide yourself.
I'm not. I've worked in so many spaces. It's just more of, like you said, girlfriends. That's why the reason why I know She Speaks is for me is alignment like this.
Yes, ma'am.
It's literally like.
But she pointed just at Max.
No.
She know, she already sang to me. She know we go together now. It's a record. And she matched you. And she matched me.
Matching your fly.
It's our first date. You know what I mean? We'll send it. Like, we'll do date 2 on her podcast.
Period.
And then date 3 on your podcast.
Deal. Call it. You heard it. You heard it here first. Date 3 is on my podcast.
Girlfriends already. But no, I just really feel like sometimes it's not that it's not even that people don't recognize your talent. Sometimes you're just not in the right rooms, or you can get comfortable and only be so far, So with She Speaks, I felt like my energy and everything already gets me in the room. It's just more of, depending on what room I'm in, sometimes you need people that know people that you don't know.
Yeah.
That can, hey, I can actually, and a lot of people, they could talk, or we have to put the grind in so much that nobody knows the right people. Yeah, I'm laying out all this stuff, but we don't have the right connects to get it where it needs to go.
Okay.
So, that's what this is for.
I like it. And
cheers.
When it comes to safe space to fix your face,
is that the name of the podcast?
No. It's just she got little slogans. She got little quick, catchy joints.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She got a safe space to fix face. I
like how you pay attention.
Every woman loves a man who listens.
Yes, that's very true.
Ready?
Very true. Yeah.
Ready for these podcasts. You know what I mean?
That's a superpower.
I'm trying to. But I mean, when it comes to, I always tell people to fix their face. Like a lot of times, just in life, enjoy. Hey man, fix your face. Like
yeah.
But for that, how do you feel when it comes to adjusting your friend circle? I know you said you're blessed with a good group around you to kind of uplift you. Do you ever feel like when you need to check one of your friends that you have to come at them from a place of love, or is it just kind of based on person to person type deal?
I can say it's based on person to person. I do everything in love though. That is me. I am love.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that's just the foundation of anything. I feel like anybody, even if I'm having to talk to you or we're having a difficult conversation, I want you to always feel loved at all times. If I'm not coming from a space of love, then I need to check myself. And I will check myself before I even say anything. But I'm very big on energy. I've always been like that. So if my energy's off, doesn't matter, even if it's like me going on the stage. Yeah. I believe I'm a vessel, and God gave me all these gifts and talent. I know I'm gifted. I know I'm different. I know I'm rare.
Yes, ma'am.
I've known that since a little girl. So because of that, I do not take that lightly. And I know how prominent my energy is. So if my energy is off in any way, I'm not transcending that to anybody. So I just know how to, let me chill, relax.
Let me come back to you in a minute.
Yeah.
And I get this energy.
Yeah. Because even if I felt that way, there's a way that I can say it because a lot of times you could say, that is a true statement when people's like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Like sometimes it's not even that what you said was wrong, but a person can't even get the message because they're wounded by your delivery.
Absolutely.
And sometimes people be like, oh, I'm so real. You can't just, no, be honest, because there's certain things you can't take.
Yeah.
No, take that person into consideration. How would you feel if this is a vulnerable space for you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and people need to feel, you need to feel safe to fix your face. That's the only time when people really do. It's hard to be vulnerable when you feel like somebody punching you out. You want me to be open like this and you swinging at me? No, my dupe's finna be up.
And
Yeah.
it's funny you mentioned vulnerability because
Mhm.
I recently taught one of our friends.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say a podcast, but we were just having a conversation,
Mhm.
and we were talking about men and being vulnerable, just
Mhm.
in general.
Mhm.
And you know, him and his lady do the show,
Mhm.
and they were saying that women, it's easier for women to be vulnerable with each other than it is for men to be vulnerable. Period.
Mhm.
And how do you feel about that? I know for me, I look at it as from a condition standpoint, it is a little different for men.
Yeah.
Because you're always taught to, hey, suck it up, don't cry, don't do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of times the only place you really can be vulnerable is with your old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I already got to fight the world on all ends.
Right.
I should be able to come home
And at least, yeah.
and this be the safe space. But
Right.
do you feel that men nowadays need to be more vulnerable, even given the stigma that comes with it?
I believe that you guys deserve to not have to deal with a stigma.
Yeah.
I believe that that's not fair to y'all, the fact that y'all even have to deal with that. Because it kind of projects in a way of you having to like mask yourself, mask pain, mask things that are real. You're dealing with real things as well. So I don't blame y'all for certain things that y'all had to, whatever face you've had to, but I do appreciate a man that understands that. And that doesn't make that an excuse. Like, I appreciate anybody that's like, yeah, this is what I've had to deal with, but this is not what I want to be.
Yeah.
And then breaking out of that, and for that, I will forever protect that.
And
yeah.
And I think a lot of guys, at least for me, I can speak for me. I don't want to speak for all men.
Yeah.
Being an athlete, everything you do for the majority of your life is performance based.
Right.
So like in high school, you're trying to perform to get to college. In college, you're performing to get to pro. Pro, you're performing to get a check.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you take that to a relationship standpoint, everything you're thinking, I have to be able to perform at a high level for this woman, otherwise she's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Is that always the case or not as much?
I think.
See I segued? Yeah, see, I got that.
I did. I saw that.
I don't think that's the case, especially with I'll just say our demographic, because a lot of times the father is not in the home.
Talk about it now.
You do have a lot of women that are not. I feel like even in media, it was put on specifically Black women to ride or die in whatever situation. Black women are just finally deciding to be like, no, like, I don't have to take the bottom of the barrel. I don't have to why do I got to ride and die? Why I can't ride and thrive? Because you will really ride and die through the trenches.
Yeah.
And they'll be comfortable staying in the trenches because you're willing to do that. But then as soon as they want to elevate, they with somebody else. They don't want, they not the one that would ride and died. They don't care because you was willing to take whatever. So I don't think that's necessarily the case. I do think that that's also on my podcast. I said I wanted to actually do a segment because I've always been told that, like, I have great friendships with guys, like to the point where they used to be like, I don't know how you're not married, and I know you don't like guys like that, but why?
But if you ever,
if you ever did. But it's like, I think it's a lot of them. They're like, I've never felt so like talking to a woman. It's not combative with you, but I think it's because I'm so like, just in general, the world needs to heal, but just in general, we've been through.
A lesbian.
Why am I a lesbian? I love. Why are you?
First off, I said it, but I understand why you're lesbian because I know what I like.
Have you seen women?
Yeah,
beautiful. But
they beautiful. They
like
swell beautiful. The way
you are interacting with Max, and the flirtation that's going on between the two.
First off, that's everybody.
That's everyone.
That's everybody.
It just, I'm a little bit confused. Are you just lesbian or are you bisexual? No. Hey, listen, that's an honest question. Yeah, why are you? Because how you're speaking about men and how you're speaking about yourself, it doesn't really seem like you're a lesbian. It just seems like you're bisexual.
preference. Well, the reason why I've actually had this
So why are you lesbian?
I actually had this conversation recently with somebody. She actually told me, she was like, I think your preference is women. She was like, but I think you're bisexual. And I have dated a man before, but I haven't been with a man in like 7 years. So it's like, I guess I consider myself lesbian just because romantically my thoughts.
So you've been with men longer than you've been with women?
No, I've been with
women longer than
been with men.
She's been with women.
7 years in your.
I have.
No, she hasn't been with a man in 7 years.
From 32 to.
Yeah, but I haven't been.
But-
no, but I've only been with. I haven't been with many.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like I had a high school boyfriend, and then after that, I dealt with a guy probably like a year and a half, and that was probably when I had to be like 23 or 24.
And you were abstinent
And-
until you
and-
were with women again?
No, then I was with a woman for 5 years.
Yeah, there it is,
Oh,
boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
And
See,
then,
there
and, then
it
before,
is.
and then before her, I was with another woman for 3.5 years.
Is it because they connect with you emotionally?
No, I think honestly,
And men
with-
don't have that kind of emotional IQ. Is that what?
I'm not saying that they don't, because some do. I think the guys that I have, if I have encountered a guy that it wasn't that's what I'm saying. I think attraction wise at first, I can see a guy and recognize that he's handsome, but I have no romantic feelings for him. I have no, like, you know how a girl normally, like my homegirls, they see a man and it's like, ooh, that's da-da-da. I feel nothing in regards to that, but I can vibe with them. But I think I'm also a person,
Is
like
it
my
because
personality.
the one that you were with like skewered all?
No, I don't
perception
think
of
it's
men?
that. I think I honestly,
And I'm not judging. I'm just
No.
wondering.
I think honestly, as a child, since I was a child, I always had a thing for women. But because of the way I was raised and things like that, like my first crush was a girl. It was a girl in my church.
But especially being from in our community, it's kind of frowned upon to
Yeah,
be
extremely
Found our community.
in the black community.
Yeah, the black
Absolutely, the black community is
community,
definitely.
So the
It
people
is different.
listening, they can't tell if you guys are black or not.
But can't they see us?
Yeah, well.
Oh, but
they're
it's-
listening. They're
the
listening.
audio, the
If they're
audio.
listening. They don't know. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we're black guys. Well, you did point out.
I'm
earlier.
Cuban.
You pointed out
So
it was beige and black.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was on the
Yeah,
third segment.
yeah, you know,
Third segment.
But I'm saying, like, in the black community, especially like I have
Is that frowned upon?
oh, definitely. I have a
Yeah.
friend of mine. He's gay,
Definitely.
and he's been gay since I can remember it.
Mhm,
But he had to be in the closet until he was almost 20.
mhm.
But like I knew at 7 he was gay. You know what I mean?
How
Like
did you know that?
Like he kept playing with nail polish, like sparkly nail polish, and hung out with all the girls. Didn't want to be part of no PE.
God, if he was hanging out with all the girls, he should have been.
I feel like honestly, I don't like to be labeled. That's what I'm getting to the point to. But I did actually have a woman that that we talk heavily, and when she kind of gave me her perception of it, I think at first she was like, "You're getting kind of defensive," and I'm like, "I'm not." And it could, I'm such an honest person. It could come with the backlash of like when people talk about a woman that is bisexual, and it's like I'm such a like devoted person in general. And she was like, "No, but I could tell that. I could tell you're devoted to whatever." But I'm like, "No, but I'm not a person." I was like, the reason why I don't consider myself bisexual is because guys don't have. It's not like 50-50. Like I feel like bisexual women, they like men as much as they like women.
Okay.
With me,
I see what you're saying.
All right,
and that's what I was trying to explain to her. She was like, "Yeah, but the fact that you can talk, if the right man can connect with you and you can, that makes you bisexual." And we were arguing about it, and I'm like,
Come on down the boogie bill. Come on down. Down, baby.
I don't think that way, because I'm like, do you know how long it takes? And I'm like, and most of the time, it's not even like, I'm like, it's not even that for me. Like, I'm like, when I was explaining to her, I said, with a woman, the way I could just look at a woman and like,
Instant.
love-
Instant-
or like
instant
lustful or da-da-da. I said, with
Yeah.
a guy, I don't have those feelings. Like, I could like their personality and I could be cool with them. Like, what's up? Pound it. But my personality, I am love. I'm a love bug. So certain things, I've been told that, like, people be like, that one thing they be like, people think you flirting, but you just so smooth. It's like cream cheese. Like sometimes I'm just very like, yeah, I'm smooth like cream cheese, baby. I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And I'm not gonna,
It's buttery. Right?
yeah, it's real buttery, But like, it's like if it's a vibe and a person has a good personality, like, I have a good
I
personality.
think I can speak for both of us here. I mean,
Are you trying to do a love connection right now?
no. Women are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. No wonder you're a lesbian.
We appreciate a good woman.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
as a whole podcast today.
women are
we appreciate it.
fucking beautiful.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's so I'm not
we don't hate you for being a lesbian.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I just never even had anybody like it. That's
Ask me that question straight up.
No, it was just about this on a podcast. Like, I'm like, what?
But I do understand the way it came out that you know women are your preference. I just meeting you and
But it's the fact that I haven't even like when she told me that I
you haven't said things that would make me consider that you're not just a lesbian.
No, I understand.
But that's why I say the preference thing, because
I understand that.
for you, it may, to me at least, it seems like it would be more based off energies and connections and vibes, more so than gender.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Women are really good at connecting.
Yeah.
The vibes and all that.
But that's why I also, because I think what I used to say, like, even before I even started, when I went public with dating women, just in general, when I thought about my partner, I used to be like, I used to say that I don't care about the rapper. God sends it to me, just make sure it's mine and wrap it with a bow.
But I like that.
I think over time, just being honest, because it's a safe space to fix your face, right? So
I think every time.
I think being honest, just when I would see the backlash, and honestly more the backlash in the lesbian community.
I will tell you, that community is wild.
About how they would talk about bisexual women, and I understand from a lot of their experiences with claimed bisexual women, why they felt that way. Those characteristics I did not identify with.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, I'm not bisexual. Like, my woman is my woman. I'm not even looking, but I'm like that in general.
Yeah.
Like, even
You're loyal.
But I can't say, like, with guys, I still can, like, it's like, hey, you know, with a woman, but I'm just a loyal person. You know what I'm saying? But with a woman, when I'm with a woman, I don't crave anything outside. There's not like, oh, this guy comes and I'm like, I can appreciate the and I'm good with just being friends. There's my mind does not wander off to anything else. That's why even when I was explaining to her, I'm like, I don't feel that way because I don't feel like bisexual means like dual. I don't feel like I'm dual, that like a man, I'm not going to say a man can't ever get in, but it's very rare. The last man that got in, I didn't even know how. Like, when I realized I liked him, I was like, am I sure? Like,
it makes it sound like you're more lesbian than
that's why I was just like, it literally made
She gonna love it over here.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
But I'm like,
why is she blushing? And she's bad, dog.
But I was like, am I sure? And it's so crazy because I'm a writer, so I write out all my emotions. So it was like this poem, and I realized the poem was about him.
About Max?
Yes. Absolutely.
It was about him.
She's smiling so much. I know you can't see it.
To my boo that's probably gonna watch this episode. Jesus.
I was like,
It's all fun. Yeah, it's all fun and for content, guys.
Yeah, none of this is true.
No, you're fine.
We respect relationship here.
Yeah.
You're fine. I'm single, but still, this is my boo.
You just said boo.
Nah, there's levels.
There's
There's levels to that.
Listen, what I learned as a woman, until they put that
title.
Until they do that.
That's why, like, even and she already knows this when I talk to her. I'd be like, yep, it's yours for now.
Ooh.
You have to let a person know you're not waiting.
No shit. I got married in 5 months.
Right. So,
yeah.
You're happily married?
Yeah. I didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Note.
Good answer. Good answer. But yeah, no, so maybe, like, I would say maybe I'm a fluid person, but when just the debates on that I would have, but she was the first person that I can honestly say that I was like, well, I guess maybe I am bisexual, but I just hate saying it.
If you hate the stigma and the label that comes
yeah,
with
so
it.
I don't identify with it because then it's like with certain, like, the reason why I feel like I identify with lesbians is because the way I feel about women, I don't feel that way towards men. Like, it's not an equal, like, I'm like, I know bisexual women. You're
like 90% women, 10% maybe.
But I like, one might get in there and I'm like, and I really don't be knowing how. That's what I'm saying. Whereas cognitively, like, as far as like goals wise, a woman, when I see, it's like I have plans. Yeah. As soon as I say, I'm like, yeah.
If a man why are you here?
Yeah, I didn't have the plans. It's just more of like that just happened. But I'm a flowy person. I like things that are natural.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome, Jesus.
And we have 2 minutes here, so we like to end the podcast every time with you can plug whatever you want, advice for people that could be business, entrepreneurship, whatever. What would you like to say to the audience, our audience? Anything.
Plug away.
We call it the final words.
Okay. Well, my name is Artishi. That's Artisshi. I do have a podcast, which y'all heard of, She Speaks. You can definitely check me out on all platforms. But I will leave y'all with just be gentle with you and literally just keep swinging, which is my song, We Swinging.
Mm-hmm.
But really, what we swinging means is as long as you're up to bat, they can never count you out. So it doesn't matter. Life's going to keep lifing. And so are you. So just be gentle with you every single day. And, if you ever need a girlfriend, grab your wine, girl. Let's drink. And you can bring him too.
Oh.
And then always remember.
She said bring him too.
Absolutely.
So
and
after bringing him too.
She can bring me too, and I'm going to create a safe space to fix her face. I'm ready.
Max, anything you want to say?
Man, just shout out to y'all for having me back on and co-hosting. Man, he might lose his job.
I'm saying.
This is a good, I like this seat. You know what I mean? But appreciate y'all having me. You know what I mean? Anybody looking for fitness goals, Max Experience Fitness is always here to help you out. So other than that, we out, folks.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, peace out.
Peace out.